morning to all. This is a session where we are going to do with the next topic of solar, I beg your pardon, sources of energy. So the next type of energy is wind energy. So here we're going to teach you how the wind energy is being used to convert into electricity. So wind energy basically is a type of energy that is freely available, that is used to convert it from wind energy. The input will be wind and will be converted into electricity. So how it will be converted, that will be told. Okay, so you can see from the diagram on your screen where schematic diagram of a windmill is shown. So you have a blade, you have a hub, you have a shaft which is mounted on a generator, and it is interconnected to the transmission lines, transformer, and thereby the power is applied to the required places. So the kinetic energy of the moving air over the earth's surface can be used for the generation of electrical energy. Okay, so the wind energy is an indirect source of energy, so indirect source of solar energy, which can be utilized to produce electricity. Okay, so how it works out: when the wind blows, a pocket of low pressure air forms on the downward side. So you can see here downward side of the blade. The low pressure air pocket then pulls the blade towards it. So when it is when it is pulling like this, so it pulls the blade towards it. Okay, this causes the rotor to turn and produces the force called as lift. Okay, so this force is stronger than the wind's force against the front side of the blade, which is also called as a drag. Okay, so the combination of lift and drag causes the rotor to rotate like a propeller. So it rotates like a blade or a propeller, which is mounted on the shaft, and also it rotates with the generator to produce electricity. So as the blade rotates, this is mounted on the hub, and hub is in turn rotated to the generator. So as the wind is blowing here, it is pulled up. As it's pulled up, it moves. As this moves, other blade also moves. So as it turns from stationary to rotary motion, it is connected to the shaft, and shaft into generator. So kinetic energy is converted into mechanical energy, and mechanical energy into electricity, and therefore finally back into transmission line. So the hence you are producing the electricity. Next, so the major parts of this wind turbine are a rotor, which is fitted with blades, and then you can have the hub and the bearing and the generator and transformer connected to it. Okay, so it is usually placed in places where we have lots of availability of wind source, in especially in hilly areas. Okay, so thus you're converting electrical energy by coupling to a generator, and it is used for grinding grains, pumping water, application wise, and similar kind of applications. So this is what the wind energy is all about. So this slide is also telling about that part only, the which I have told just now. Okay, so the merits of wind energy are, there are few merits here. Wind energy is quite a bit called as non-depletable, or which does not be exhausted, which does not exhaust so early, so far. So it's quite a bit. You can have lots of wind available. Wind energy is a cheap source of power, so you can have it. You can harness it with very less cost, and it does not cause any pollution. So it is environmental friendly. And like this, you have a few merits of wind energy. Likewise, you have demerits also. So the biggest demerit is it is available only in selected places. Then fluctuating source of energy. It is so you might not have it available every, I mean, 24 hours a day, like that, or 365 days a year. These are the few demerits. When coming to the applications of wind energy, you have it is used in few following areas. The first is you have it is applicable. It is used in power generating power electricity, uh, in pumping the water from ground to the windmills, and then grinding the food grains, wind sports like surfing, and parasailing like that. Okay, these are the few of applications of windmill. So this is about wind energy and windmill. Okay, so now we'll go to the next type of energy, that is called as hydroelectric power or hydel electric energy. Okay, now hydel energy, common term. Now this is a common type of turbine that we have seen throughout. I think you would have seen in your in your school days, or in your normal normal days where you have gone for any trip, or school trip, or a picnic. Okay, so you would have seen a dam construction wherein you'll be having this turbine. So you can see in the diagram, we have a dam here which is located at a fairly high distance from the turbine. We have water stored here, and this water comes from this dam into the turbine with the help of large diameter tubes called as penstock. And wherein if you open the gate here, the water comes down with high velocity, and comes and hits the turbine blades. As the blades of the turbine rotates, it is coupled to a generator. As so the potential energy is converted into kinetic energy, and then kinetic energy into mechanical energy, and mechanical energy is converted into electric energy in the generator, and then stored in the transformer and transformed to the required towers. And the remaining excess water stores is stored in the draft tube, also called as tail race. This is a simple diagram which can be used for writing in the examinations and for understanding purpose. So usually water is an indirect source of solar energy. The water from the earth's surface gets evaporated by solar heat, and it forms as clouds. So this in turn results in rainfall. uh, so the hydroelectricity is generated from running water. Dams are built across a lake or a river to trap the water. Okay, so a long pipe known as long penstock is used to draw the, as I told you, penstock is these tubes, is used to draw the water from the reservoir. It is as shown in the figure here. Penstock is connected from the dam to the turbine. Okay, so the rainwater flowing as a river can be stored behind dams and released in a regulated way to generate the hydropower. The potential energy of water stored at a height here is converted into mechanical energy in turbines. So potential energy here, kinetic energy here, mechanical energy here, electrical energy here. So the mechanical energy produced by the water is converted into electrical energy. This we understood here. Okay, after doing the useful work, water is discharged from the turbine through a watery way to the tail race through a draft tube. Okay, so from here it gets stored here, and it can be pumped back here for reusing. Okay, so this is about the working of a hydroelectric power plant. Very simple working. So the application part, it is primarily used in to produce electricity in power plants, because it is a source of energy which is abundantly available. Okay, and it is used to drive industrial machinery. Okay, so these are the two important applications of hydel energy. Coming to the merits of merits. So before I go to the merits, so you can see this diagram, 3D diagram, which clearly shows the various parts of a hydroelectric power plant with the um, namings and all. So you can see over there. So this was the explanation that I was telling about. These are the working principles. So kinetic energy and potential energy combined will be converted into mechanical into electrical. Okay, this is what I want to tell. So coming to the merits part, uh, you know that it can be used for power generation in large scale, and it is environmental friendly. And as a water and water is a natural resource, it is available at free of cost. So you don't need to pay money for getting it. So that is quite a bit of merits. And coming to the demerits, it is very expensive to build a dam. You know that, because to build a dam, it requires huge amount of investment. So initial cost is very, very high. Now building a dam nearby any area, so it might be have it might be having an option of flooding. And it could affect the nearby places, plants, wildfire. So it should be considered as a demerit. And the last one is, uh, water may not be available all 365 days a day. During summer, it might not be available, so you cannot produce electricity. So this is one of the biggest drawback of hydroelectric power plants. Okay. So now coming from hydroelectric power plants, next we'll go to the nuclear energy or nuclear fuels. Uh, Now, nuclear fuel is a substance that is used in nuclear power stations to produce heat to power the turbines. Okay, so heat is created when nuclear fuel undergoes nuclear fission. Most nuclear fuels contain heavy fissile elements that are capable of nuclear fission, and such as uranium and plutonium. Okay, so nuclear energy is one. You have two types of nuclear energy, nuclear reactions. With one which is called as nuclear fission, other is fusion. So fission is dividing. The word fission means to divide, whereas fusion means to unite. So if it is controlled reaction, then it's called as chain reaction. If it is not controlled, it can be if it is uncontrolled, it results in an expansion of an atomic bomb, which is catastrophic in nature. So proper care to be taken while doing all this. It is very useful for us in power production. It might solve all our power problems, but at the same time, not at the cost of human or the nature. So you have to take care. You have to take a lot of care while using nuclear fuels. Okay. Now the fuel that is used in nuclear energy is uranium or plutonium. Now on the screen you can see a pictorial diagram of an or a 3D diagram, bird's view of a nuclear power plant. See, in India, you have so many nuclear power plants. Uh, so this is a nuclear power plant. Now, this is a 2D diagram which is there, which is useful for the examination purpose. So you can see a 2D diagram. The important parts I have just listed out: a nuclear reactor, control rods, steam generators, steam turbine, cooling pump, feed pump, condenser, and cooling tower. Okay, so before we go into the working, let us understand about the fuel. Okay, so about uranium or plutonium. The main nuclear fuels are uranium and plutonium, and these are radioactive metals. Nuclear fuels are not burned to release energy. Instead, the fuels are involved in nuclear reactions in the nuclear reactor, which leads to the heat being released. Okay, so this is a bit about the fuels. Now coming to the nuclear fusion process, um, it is the addition or the adding of two or more particles or the atoms, which results in for simultaneous release of huge amount of energy. That type of energy or the process is called as nuclear fission. Okay, and the second part is nuclear fission. Now when unstable heavy nucleus is bombarded with high energy neutrons, it splits into two fragments, more or less of equal mass. Nuclear fission is always associated with the release of large amount of energy. Okay, so the type that we are understanding here is nuclear fission. Okay, the principles of nuclear power plant is basically this. Okay, so most of the nuclear power plants are based on fission, okay, of uranium 235 atoms. Okay, this nucleus is relatively unstable and can split into two or more fragments when struck by a neutron. The splitting of fission yields energy together with the emission of more neutrons. These neutrons in turn can cause further splits in other nuclei, producing more energy and more neutrons, which is called as chain reaction. Okay, this is about the working of the nuclear power plant. Okay, so you can have control rods here, moderators, and pellets in the form of I mean nuclear energy in the form of pellets. Okay, enclosed in a nuclear reactor, and it is shielded by thermal shielding. Okay, so once the moderator, which is a plain water or a heavy water, is used to cool down or moderate the process. So once the efficient takes place, huge amount of energy is released. That makes this cool water into hot, and this is in turn in touch with the generator, which is in turn with the turbine and pump and a cooling water condenser here, and into generator. So as this steam generator is provided with hot water, this is used for is heated, or the blades of the steam generator is hit with hot superheated vapors, and it turns. As it turns, it is coupled to the turbine. Turbine, as it is coupled to generator, mechanical energy is converted into electrical energy. So this is the working of the nuclear reactor. Okay, this is regarding the nuclear reactor. Okay, so this is regarding the three types of nuclear source of energy that we have learned today. Okay, wind energy, hydroelectric power, and nuclear power. Okay, thank you.